Hey guys, Loman02, currently getting ready to play in the 100-card Singleton event, the Chainsaw Massacre. We are playing Loam. There is a twist to the deck. This is a keep, but it's risky. So the worst thing that could happen to us, I wish this was a blue fetch land, because I'd probably just fetch a blue mana here. Part of me wants to just preordain to be smart, but we're not going to. We're going to hang the Ancestral Visions, preordain next turn, look to find our second land, and possibly Worldly Tutor, but that's not even deterministic. We just need to start getting ahead on cards. Opponent, I don't know what he's playing, possibly Bant, possibly something else. He's played on a Bant Tear for a while. Not a huge fan of Bant. Okay, well, blue-white at a minimum. Land. Land me. Thank you, deck. All right, more lands. At least one more is kind of what I want. I think I'm going to top this, and I know I'm going to top that, and I'm just going to play out the Sunken Hollow. And then we can get down Jace with, or Snapcaster for the preordain next turn, too. It's another option. If the opponent does nothing here, like, hopefully they cast, like, okay, this is just, yeah, good dumb creature. That's fine. I don't really want that in play, because it's going to make my counterspell moot. So, let's, first things first, deal with this. And they're going to get their value off of it, but it's going to make my Jace of Rin's Prodigy a little closer to flipping. Oops. Nope, not that. Undo, and blue mana. So, Jace of Rin's Prodigy, which, you know, the Elemental is eventually going to get quite large, but if he deals with the Jace in a non-efficient way, then I'm pretty happy. And if he just casts a creature, I think I'm also happy with that. We're blind off the top now. Counterspell up next turn, though. Ramunap would not be a bad thing to Worldly Tutor for, but I prefer to be able to use it on the turn I cast it. Okay, I can deal with that at some point. That's actually not an unstoppable threat. Okay. Okie doke. Prohibits, you say. I think here I'm just going to see if I can find a land here. Okay, just a Hymnal. I'm going to ditch the Hymn. And I think here we leave up the Snapcaster and the Counterspell. Now, taking damage is going to be kind of problematic, but I think I can go bigger than him. That's not per se true. Okay, we're just getting attacked for 5. The other half of me might want to just block this Elemental and then leave up. Now I'm going to take the damage here. Okay. Okie doke. We'll cast out the Snapcaster here. I think this is the right line. They may counter it, which is fine, because then they're still tapped out and effectively still used up their turn. And the Snapcaster is not doing much on this board. Alrighty. And a Fatal Push. We're going to fatally push the Elemental token. Hopefully. And you can counter this if you like. No, he does not like. Alright. But we are at 12. This is coming off this turn? Yeah, it is. Cool. Well, I do have Golgari Charm to deal with the True Name, and then I have Toxic Deluge as well. This will probably get prohibited unless it's a 3. Now I'm just going to counter it, I think. Yeah, we just counter this, I believe. Counterspell. And Force of Will would be a beating there, but them's the breaks sometimes. Okie doke. Well, I think we do need to fetch here. I am going to turn this thing over. I guess I could have, interestingly enough, I actually don't think I want True Name Nemesis here. Yeah, no. And there's nothing that I really care to... I care to cast again. Now, he could have another land. Actually, I guess another land would not enable the use of the Celestial Colonnade. Okay, we have a Garruk here. Okay. Well, that's exceedingly annoying, because I cannot counter that. So he's going to fight. And actually, if he attacks here, I can blow him out. Because I can find... Yeah, I can find the Dryad Arbor, right? So, I didn't like this line of play specifically. I think I would have just made a wolf if I were him. Alright, attacking me. I believe Dryad Arbor's in this deck. I certainly hope it is. If it's not, then I made an error in building, which is possible. It should be. Well, it is not, unfortunately. So, we made an error there. Probably want more black mana. I think here... I'm going to preordain here. I actually do want to draw... Well, wait, no. I screwed this up. So I do want this. I think what I also want to do... Gain a little bit of life here. Tap land is fine by me. Yep. Okay, a Finks of their own. Okay, cool. So that is dying. Maybe what I want to do here is just find the Scarab God. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, we'll leave the Finks back. He could tutor for a Primeval Titan, which would probably be a good game here. It'd be a beating. The flyers are going to be problematic, though. I do kind of need to draw like a kill spell or damnation or something. Banishing Light. Well, that's bad, too. Well, opponent's draw has not been horrendous, that's for sure. I guess the Scarab God is now gone. I will likely trade with Finks. Alright, we're going to sacrifice this thing. And find what? Stoneforge, okay. Well, that's not good either. Probably should have offered the attack first, I think, but I could be wrong on that. Well, another option is to try to kill the Stoneforge, I suppose. Okay, Sword of Fire and Ice. I care as much about that. That's going to get in. Cool. See what my opponent gets up to here. I want to make it so they cannot fire up their man lands and kill me. If they have Stifle, that's big game. Now, I don't really want them to resolve this sword and equip this silly thing. Create a 1/1, yep. But I think that's the lot I'm going to be given here. Okay, Eternal Witness. Getting back the True Name Nemesis, cool. Can you cast it this turn? Please say no. Just say no. Alright, the Fleece Mane's fine. How much mana is this for? Don't have equipment in this deck. Alright, now I have a 4/4 True Name Nemesis. I actually want to put that on the bottom because I would like to draw mana here. Well, not mana, however. We're going to get in there on the offense. I will trade this land for his Fleece Mane or for the Wolf to kill it, yep. Now, we're going to have to probably fire up the... Okay, True Name. You going to play the sword, too? Is it just sword or is it another creature? I think he's kind of in a position where he wants to put another creature into play. But I could be wrong in that. Could just run the sword out. Okay, Trigon Predator. It's a flyer, which is not good. You can make another wolf if you like, or you can find another creature. Okay. Assume we're finding like Primeval Titan or something like that. So, interesting line of play here. Thoughtseize, bring back, and then re-Thoughtseize. The Eternal Witness, bring back Thoughtseize to get whatever he's getting here. Okay, Venser, a Shaper, a Savant. Cool. I have to be mindful of the sword, I believe. The sword, I think, has me worried, but if he casts it pre-combat, then I can bring back the Venser or the Queller, right? This has been a cool game, if anything else. Okay. And does this thing still have flying? Yes, it does. Cool. Oh, we're going to lose our Queller? Living Wish. Alright. So I'm going to need to counter something next turn unless he has like a really good land or threat. He could have like Homeward Path. Does that work on this? No, it's their copies. Okay, so that's getting in there. I think we bottom this and top this. No, cancel. The hope is here he blocks the, okay. Bring back the Finks, have a 4/4 Finks, gaining 2, back up to 6. So take 1, he can do 4 in the air. And we have Blocker on the ground, but he can't activate both, I don't think. And we know he has a Containment Priest in hand. I think we're there. I don't know, but this feels really good. Wow. Yeah, what a nut grinder. Yeah, Scarab God. Pretty sweet. Okay. So, in this matchup, I think Flash Freeze is good enough. He has some green cards, it appears. I think of Bitter Blossom. Bitter Blossom seems pretty decent too. Submerge. I don't know. I did like the Scarab God there. I don't know if it was the best win con ever, but it was certainly fun. Jace's Defeat. What about Ashiok? I'm kind of interested in trying Ashiok out just to see how it does in this matchup. I don't really like Daze. Him is kind of like meh. Him's just meh because black is kind of tougher in this. Or maybe it's Search. One card I noticed we're missing is definitely Sylvan Library. Let's give this a shot. Bribery could be right too. He's probably running a Primeval Titan just like we are. Because it's just like one of the best threats. But that's true. I built this deck around Scarab God. I was like, I want to play a Scarab God deck. There's a lot of creature decks in the format right now, and Scarab God is just sweet. Like, it's 5 mana. It's like so much mana, but it just grinds games out so quickly. Like, I can't believe we turned that, but I think if they had resolved the sword as opposed to the creatures, I could see why they were incentivized to play the creatures before the sword. But if that sword hit, like, I'm in trouble. Like, I am straight up in trouble. The God is sweet, though. Like, he's just... That's a cool card. It's probably... I mean, it may be too inefficient for this format, but I don't know. I don't know. I like it. What about this? Yes, a keep. It's not great, but it's also not bad. Probably wants one more land and one less cryptic command. Well, that's not a bad one. Play around Wasteland here. And put this little thing into play. And say go. I put this deck together in too much of a hurry. It should have definitely had Dryad Arbor in it. Alright, Lotus a Cobra. Well, it's dying. You know, I think what I do here is actually discard. Oh, no. 2 modes. So I think I force them to discard and I kill this thing. And get rid of the Cryptic command. Because they're on blue, so they're probably going to have, unless I have Daze here, they're probably going to have some relevant cards. Alright. Well, if they cast out the Crucible here, I'll just eat their land. And probably just play out a True Name. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just play out Liliana here. I don't know. Well, looks like they're not going to cast out their thing. And I'm not going to cast... I'm just going to leave my Shaman up because I don't really feel like giving them value. And I'm going to put a threat on the board. Can fight against Crucible pretty well. You did have counter magic before. Do you have it now? It's funny how similar our decks are. Okay, well, it looks like they drew into counter magic. They have a Spell Queller. That would be okay. No, okay. Alright. Your go at it. And despite the loss of value, I'm definitely going to eat the land in response to the casting. Okay. Oh, got him. That was enough. And looking at their hand, yeah, we were fairly advantaged here. They have a Venser, which is slow, and they have a Restoration. They had 2 4s and a Crucible. And if they didn't hit something, that one turn, then we were pretty advantaged, I feel like. And we hit our land, got a little lucky there. So I'm going to go ahead and report our results here momentarily. Let's check out what these folks are up to. So that first game, I think we were handily losing. The second game, we got... How do you put standings? I guess I'm manually inputting standings. Yeah, host CP. I guess I have to do it from here. So we 2-0'd that one. Someone else figured out how to do it. I don't know. So 2-0 to me. All right, let's check out the White Weenie versus White Weenie. Okay, some White Weenie on White Weenie hate here. So, well, right now it looks like this could go either way. Golden Lyn is definitely flooded, but yeah, 4 cards to 1. Nothing on the board is extremely powerful. Not a big fan of the Banisher Priest family of cards. Never really cared for them. Let's see how these two are doing. This is Red Deck wins versus probably 4-color Blood would be my guess. Yeah, I would say he's probably disadvantaged there. Let's see what Michelle brought. Spencer I've been playing for about an hour or so, and he's on a Stacks deck. Well, I actually do not think he's winning this, per se. So Jace punch a bunch of crap or draw a bunch more cards with Elspeth on a lot, with a Mazavith in play. Yeah, I mean, I guess, well, she has Korhaven as well. So, I mean, you could Geddon here, but, like, Geddening is not really good. Yeah, I would just trade the Torrent Gearhulk. I think that's fine. If he wants to continue to play, like, recast this thing and use all his mana up. Oh, she's going to chump. Okay. I mean, the Elsbeth, I don't know. This could go either way, really. This looks like an interesting game. Got Grim Tutor in the deck, too. All right, Moat. All right, so you see a healthy life total, but Elsbeth does beat Moat. Eventually, Elsbeth will beat Moat, but he's at 19 life. Tangle Wire, tapping down 2 things, probably 2 of the non-attacking, non-blocking creatures. All right, so this game looks more interesting to me than the White Weenie matchup. Although he just landed a Still Moon Cavalier, just protection from everything, except for the Shadow creature is still going to be able to get through. But 6 life, so he's got 3 turns unless equipment comes down. I guess Still Moon is now ill-equipped to fight back, but... Well, yeah, this is not looking good. I guess the Garruk dies. But it begs the question... Why, I guess he would have an option there. That matchup looks pretty over. That's a good pull, because that's going to race the ground guy, the unblockable ground guy. So, if she has permission, she should probably just sit back on it and pump Elsbeth up. That'd be my guess. He's a combo deck, or he has combo wins, but he attrits through the use of, like, Geddon's, Winter Orbs, stuff like that. There's a Jace. That should probably be countered. And my guess is she has plenty of counter magic here. Alright, was this like a dismiss? Yep, exactly dismiss. Well, good for her. Alright, Future Sight is also another must counter. So, if you've got it, you probably want to counter this. Although, I guess it's not a must counter. Spence has a Mazavith. Well, that's not great because she's in a horizontal grow mode. You definitely pitch that even if you don't have land in hand. Wasteland cannot come down because Maze already did, and it does not have Fast Bond. So, it looks like it's a pass at this point. Alright. Tangle Wire is so annoying to play against. One of the more annoying cards on Moto. Alright, Glorious Anthem. I don't know why you wouldn't send with the Pro White guy as well. I mean, I guess you don't want Imposing Sovereign to eat the dirt, so to speak. Still going to, so it needs to block the Mutavault here. Alright, cycling a Chroma is a blessing. Okay, more nonsense creatures from Elsbeth. I mean, once Elsbeth ultimates, that's going to be something to see. I guess he can deal with both the protection lands now. Tezzeret is a beating. That card also probably needs to be countered, just because it can kill, you know, almost out of nowhere, and it gains him a whole crap ton of life. So I think we're going to see a counter here. He'll play a Thran Dynamo after that, which is not bad. I think he may have this, actually. Future Sight was actually worse for her than I think Jace was until he starts flooding out on top. Once he floods out on top, then she should be able to lock it up. This is a Cryptic Command here, I would assume. If it is, she needs to bounce, counter bounce. Yeah, no, she did that wrong. She should have bounced the Future Sight and then tried to counter on the backswing. Thran Dynamo down. Treasure Cruise, another solid one. So, I don't know. I mean, this does not look good for her. Yeah, Future Sight was infinitely better for him than Jace the Mind Sculptor was. Although I'd have to look at it, the math. I mean, he could have possibly killed her before she was able to kill with... Alright, so... It doesn't show on Moto what she drew, I don't think. Or what he drew. Maybe it does. No. Okay. Alright, Tezzeret the Schemer. What does this thing do? That's actually not that relevant. I mean, it adds more mana, but it doesn't really do anything that great. And at least he's stuck on land on the top. Okay, tap it for mana. Cool. You have a... Okie doke. Wonder if he has, like, a Winter Orb. Winter Orb would be good here. That would slow a lot of things down. My guess is he probably has nonsense in hand, though. Well, will the Elsbeth get there? Yeah, well, he's close to dead. Alright. Just hanging in there. I forgot this thing has Vigilance, which also is very relevant. So you can't realistically... Alright, you can cast spells, but he's gaining life off of it every time. Alright. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yeah, probably draw to mana here. Or try to draw to counters here. And Elsbeth is still 2 turns away, so he's got a little bit of time here. Another land off the top, but he can play that one off, and then he has one shuffle. Oh. I don't like that line. I got it. He's trying to stax her out by using his Crucible to start limiting her mana. But I think he wanted to play off the top there, because now he's stuck on lands. Alright, so he's trying to resolve something, but he has 3 cards in hand. One of them is a land that we know of. And I also think... I didn't actually see the Crucible. Where's it at? There it is. Yeah, she should have not tapped her basics. Because Strip Mine's not in the format. Still, though, I think I like shuffling my top. If I'm... I don't know. Just my take on it. Who am I? I think I like not wastelanding there, though. I mean, even though she did tap pretty poorly. For the Jace... well, what are you up to now? Oh, it's a Sphinx's Revelation. Oh, and Unexpectedly Absent on that? No, put Future Sight on top, dude. Oof. Yeah, I think you put Future Sight on top. Like, this is where something bad could happen. Well, what does he have? A Time Spiral. Alright, well, he did not draw into that because I believe you shuffle with Spiral. So... Wonder why. Yeah, so he's got 7 brand new cards. Does he have like a Vindicate or an Oblivion Ring or something? He could just also have just nonsense as well. I mean, that's very, very possible. Could have just drawn a bunch of mana sources because he runs a lot of rocks in the deck. But this deck's pretty sweet. You don't really see these that often. An 100 card. All right, Humility, but Humility does not beat Elspeth's Emblem, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just a bunch of crap, really. Just a bunch of crap. All right, we'll draw 3. She has a fetch, which is good because that means she can get rid of garbage in her hand. And she's fully loaded at this point. He's on 3. So it's the gambit of the draw 7s, is if you like just completely miss on them because you run a lot of bricks in your deck, which when I say bricks, I mean like Dimir Signet, stuff like that, then, you know, doesn't matter how much mana you have, you're just not winning. Which is one of the things I talked to him about when he was asking me about this deck. And when I recommended the initial list to him, and he built his own off of it. I stole it from a German Highlander list. I'm not a big time stacks player. Never really appreciated it as much as I do more attritional styles of play. I just think it's, you know, more fun for everyone involved. But okie doke. So we're still. So is he dead? Doesn't look like it. Going down to 1 and then dying on the next turn. Okay. All right. As foretold with Ancestral Vision, it's pretty good. Oh, it just or it doesn't cast it; just suspends it, I guess. Well, unless you can get rid of Elsbeth, it looks pretty bad for him, and she's on 7 cards to his 4. If I'm her, I let Crucible resolve every time. Yep, Chromatic Lantern is fine with me too if I'm her. Mox Opal, Preordain. Is this game over or is this... Alright, wins the match. So ML won that match. That may be worth countering. Yeah, it is. Wait, no, you can't because Drain's on top. That's pretty lucky. Can you counter twice is kind of the question. I have 5 cards. Okay, counterspell gone. Alrighty, so this is Michelle's turn with a bazillion flyers. Well, unless he has a fog effect, I assume he is dead. Why would she not attack there? Yep. Still a 5/5. Yep. The army of 3/3 flyers. Do you have like a settle the wreckage or something like that? Okay, and they're going to game 3. All right, guys, quick pause. I need to use the restroom. I did not know this is a game 3, but time may come to. Alrighty, guys. Looks like we're still in the boarding process right now. So. Alright, so stacks on Azorius Control. With him at under 5 minutes. Well, she could get there. He's on the play, though, which does not bode well for her, especially with him playing Shockland untapped into a Chrome Mox, looking probably for a fast win. Just like, okay, just more mana. Make mana. Alright, tap land, go. Kind of hope that he has a dead-end draw. Now, if he has, like, Jace the Mind Sculptor or something, that could be problematic. Well, what does he got? Alright, Thopter Foundry. Down to 1 card. And is she up on Counter Magic? Yep, she's up on Counter Magic at this point if she has it. Assume you just leave that up and just slowly build out your board. Now, with her 7 cards, this is the deal I have with Stacks. Like, Stacks does not play a game of hidden information whatsoever. So in a lot of ways, it's the same as the comparison between permission and discard. It can deal with what it has available to it from the very beginning, but if it doesn't have that, it doesn't have the ability to interact with the deck on the level that it's playing the game, then it's just gonna die, and you're off the top, like, right? So his whole hand played itself out basically by turn 2. He may have permission in hand. That may be his last card remaining. She's fetching here, which belies to me that her hand is very landed. Fetch is a basic. Oh, Factor Fiction. Okie doke. Well, this could get mana drained, which is kind of irrelevant here because it looks like he's out of cards. So negate. And if I'm her, I'm fine with that. Like, you're already up cards. You're down mana, but like mana is not that relevant here unless he wants to start sacking his crap to make 1/1s and gaining 1 life at a time. It looks like he's actually going to try to do that to fight time. Worn a Power Stone. But eventually she'll just Wrath of God or something like that once she can leave up Counterspell plus Wrath of God. I assume she probably still has those in deck. Maybe not, though. Oh, she's going to cast a Supreme Will, looking for something. I don't know if now is the time to do that. I think I like the end step better. Okay. Well, what is she looking for here? I don't think she wants to tap out. I think she wants to just burn his clock down and not allow him to tap out for 1 big threat. Taking the damage. Okay, bold. I don't like going all in here because if his last card is Mana Drain, you're losing the game probably. It's not. Now, if it is Sword, you probably still are. He can threaten the Elspeth here, but she's got a similar clock. Impulse. Or just blow up artifacts as fast as you can. Yeah, not looking good. Okay, well, a bunch of 1/1s. I assume going at Elspeth, yeah. But now, yeah, it's on her turn already. Well, the Elspeth will die, but her clock's faster, right? Ash Barrens, okay. Well, maybe she is out of lands, or maybe she has another, like, 6er or something. I don't like casting out threats here. I don't like just being aggressive to be aggressive. I hope she has counter magic and she's protecting herself here because she has this game in the bag. So I like a more passive play style due to the clock and also due to her position. Like you saw what his hand was. His hand was very fast, but it was it was essentially the same as a green deck's big mana, no ramp, or big mana / ramp hand into no threats. All right, this is a time-consuming event. He goes for a Factor Fiction, which he actually could have cast there, but he did not because he's probably trying to beat the clock. All right, so 3 at Jace, 1 at Elsbeth. That means Elsbeth's going to make 9 power. I'm sure she's fine to exchange her Jace for some time. A repeal. Oh, did she repeal the one that's hitting the Jace? Yeah, so she gets to have another draw step with him. I assume she just goes for Factor Fiction here. This should be put Dig Through Time and, Darksteel Citadel on their own. Interesting. Okay, well, she doesn't want to see Gainsay. I assume Gainsay and Preordain go to the bottom there. All right, Ensnaring a Bridge, but on 3 cards. Okie doke. I think you wanted to look with Jace before you pumped. I mean, you could just wipe the board here, but he does have a Dig Through Time, which is not bad. I think it's going to come down to clock, though, I think. So, okay, Dimir Signet, cool. Fetch land, again, cool. So he's got 1 unknown and 1 Dig Through Time in hand. I assume both the Planeswalkers. No, I'm going to stay back. I guess, yeah, actually, he kind of has to, here. Yeah, kind of boxed him into it. Drawing 3. Okay, search for his Kanta. That's a thing. I think you want to tap the Ash Barrens for that, but that's just me. I assume you block one of each of these. Just keep him alive next turn. No, he's still dead, so I mean, I almost think you just take there. Alright, we're casting a Dig Through Time here, which I presume gets countered, but I don't know that. I assume you just counter this and force him to pull off the top. There's not much that gets him out of this. Then again, it's almost interesting to let it resolve, actually. Put him up to 4 cards so he can't just dump his whole hand. If he draws 2 lands, then he's just stuck. Alright. Can you dump your whole hand? That's why that last card was interesting to me, because I don't think he can keep land there. Alright, Emrakul, the Promised End. Well, you can counter this at least. It's good. If you have, Disallow or Stifle, you could stop it. Just going to Force of Will it. Okie doke. So he's still on 1 card. Okay, Complicate. Into the yard. Returns one of the critters. Probably -3s that. Nope, blows up that thing. I mean, this does not look good for him still. Alright, destroy all creatures power 4 or greater, but the search is going to flip next turn. I would assume. Plays the land down. Interesting. I would have left it unless he's got Armageddon. Could have Geddon, but Geddon is not even great here, really. I don't think. Alright, Vendilion Click. Probably on himself to try to... Oh, on her. I was going to say, I would do it on myself to see if I can get what I need, but he may have what he needs. But in a minute 16, he's going to be very hard-pressed to win. That's the issue. I can't think of a way to rapidly win here. Yeah. Yeah, that's Stacks, though, man. Stacks is very draw-dependent. It's very variance-driven. And you can have draws like that. So, quick pause, guys. We'll be back for round 2. All right, guys. Round 2, playing against Rob. Ication Javelineers. Okay. Well, this hand is awfully slow, so we'll see if we're able to get there. Maybe we'll be able to. I don't know. Getting attacked for 1. Cool. Assume he casts some sort of threat out. Yep. I'm going to try to snipe the Icacian Javelineers, I think. I don't know if Snapcaster is getting any better, and it would be nice. Alright. I mean, it's a possibility, too. I want to just leave up Negate. Yeah, I'm going to wait. Okay. Down to 16. Well, I'm glad I waited. I actually don't want to see Curse Scroll right now. Okay, Dryad Militant. Cool. I think I'm going to take here, as crazy as that may be, because I would like to remand whatever he does and then have up Snapcaster remand next turn. Actually, never mind. It's not going to work, right? Okay. Okay. Go. This may at least keep the Icacian Javelineers back. I'm going to cast out the Snappy Caster. I know it's going to force the Icacian Javelineers to bolt my Snapcaster, but I think it's better than, yep. I think it is better than not using my mana here. And I'm going to take 4. Okay, does nothing. Interesting, interesting. Now, what I would not like to see is like a shadow creature or protection from black creature. And I want more blue mana, right? I don't mind going down to 3 here, I think. I could have just gotten that out of the library, but I'm not going to do that here. Just get a basic here and go for the Grimflare. And say go, and then hopefully hardcast the Shriekmaw next turn. Okay, Mutavolt's annoying. Oh, we're going to see Thalia again. If it's just removal on the Ramunap, that's not great either, but okay. Hopefully no Swords to Plowshares or Path to Exile here. Okay, no, good. Well, F6, can't do anything right now. Sierra Avenger is annoying as heck. Alright, Core Skyfisher, so he's playing into possible Wrath here, but such is life. Well, what does that require of me? Probably just a Tusk. I'm not feeling good here. I think I need to find Damnation pretty specifically. Okay. Yeah, flyers are an issue, obviously. Well, we're going to go to 1 here, I think. Or do we? I mean, we're kind of hoping to mise here at this point, right? Did I counter this? No. I'm going to cycle off. Finks is not a bad draw, but it's not going to keep me alive either. Yeah, I think it's Damnation or Bust. Luckily, our board is pretty decent against this style of deck. We've hit a few too many lands, though, unfortunately. But, you know, what are you going to do? Okay. What did he find? Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. But that's going to lose us the game here, I think. Yep. Yep, let's go ahead and concede. One more land than we needed. Quite a few more lands than we needed, but that's okay. What are you going to do? So, the board. Virtue's Ruin is good. I don't mind Inquisition. I think I like Ashiok in this matchup. Scarab God probably is pretty slow. But I think I'm going to leave it, just because it's fun. Daze I do not like. True Name is obviously good. Him is kind of slow, I think. It's too slow for this matchup. Do I want Inquisition? I think I want it more than Duress. Nature's Claim is also interesting, but I don't think it necessary. Bribery is actively bad. Spellskite blocks pretty well. Nah. Let's just submit it like this and see if we can get a little luckier. We kind of hit like, you know, a bazillion lands there. And not gas. But that's the game sometimes. Yeah, Damnation, Toxic Deluge, Virtue's Ruin should be good enough. Plus, not Maelstrom, Pernicious Deed should be good enough to win this matchup generally. But we'll see. Hmm. Well, we do not have the Dread of Night in this deck, which stinks. But we do have Golgari Charm, which is a little more flexible than Dread. Dread's pretty bad, obviously. Virtue's Ruin, obviously going to be good in this matchup, I think. So let's see what our opponent gets up to here. Wonder how this matchup's going. Well, not good. Sphere of Law. Unless he's got Anarchy in the deck. It's probably good enough for game. Yeah, Goblin Arsonist does nothing. Seems like a miserable game. Alrighty. Well, let's see what we can do here. Yes, I'd like to play first. Hand is good enough. Could be better. Hmm. I may have wanted to shuffle that. I don't know. We're going to fetch next turn, likely. Okay. See if we can force him to play around stuff. Knight of Glory. Alright, we'll fetch here. I don't really want to draw the spell Snare. Well, let's see if we can get a draw here. There's a draw. See what's going on over there. Now, I assume we're getting hit for 3 again. Alright, and then we're going to get Dust Bolt, possibly. Okay. The old Scarabino. Could tap it and deal me a bunch. Well, I guess we're getting Oblivion Ring too. Yeah, opponent's draw is pretty disgusting. We kept a shadier one. We were hoping to draw a little better than we did, but we did not. So I think we're just going to lose this one. Winter Orb? Okay. I assume we get tapped down here. Yep. Well, can we mise? Or are we dead? Well, mising would consist of him casting out a creature here and then drawing Virtue's Ruin. Actually, that doesn't even work, does it? No, it does not. Well, good game. Let's see what we would have drawn here. Oh, Deathrite Shaman. Yep. Sometimes you don't draw. So let's see. What was next? Where was this thing? Nowhere near. That's for sure. Well, that's too bad. Sometimes it happens, though. So let's check out the rest of the games. Rob Zadar wins 1. Let's see how these two are faring. Well, I guess they're in boards. Sagnalis should have a tougher time with this deck. It appears they're also in boards. Nope, they're not. Okay. Yep, turn 1 mana ramp. Wouldn't be shocked if we see that get blasted out of the way. Where's this one at? Still going. I mean, the game's over. Price of Progress probably did a significant bit of damage, though. I mean, what wins him the game here? These are all white, correct? They're blue-white. Spencer Bot wins, okay. Drawing into a Mana Dork. How did these two... Well, I know he won, so he must have won as well. Tap land. Well, that's got to be good for AEF. Alright, Eldritch Evolution. Does he still have land in hand is kind of the question. Eldritch Evolution's good, obviously. Alright, we're playing out a Mana Dork. Findhorn Elves. I think there's enough mana for almost anything in the deck. Land there, okay. Probably has to kill the Courser of Krufix. Except, well, I guess the birds represents any mana. Not a Johnny. No Bloodbraid. Most of the stuff I'm thinking of is not that scary right now. Bloodbraid Elf, not that scary. I mean, it depends on what it gets, right? This could be, no, not Tireless Tracker. That wouldn't have been what he did here, because he played the land first. I don't know what he's got. Maybe he has Dragon's Breath, or whatever that card's called. Dragonfire. Fire Covenant, or Fire Covenant? Yeah, Fire Covenant. If it's Fire Covenant, that's very good. Yeah, okay, Fire Covenant. Taking a billion. But killing off all the mana, which is good. He's going to draw into a worthless card next turn. Is it new? No, that was actually an old invention in a deck. This deck, the version of the deck he's playing is my old version. I don't really like Fire Covenant right now. White Weenie, it's not that great against. It just does so much damage to you. Toxic Deluge is just a better card. Yep, got to keep that mana under control. So he draws into a blank, essentially. Still has lands, though. Gonna fire up the village. Cool. Could have Swords to Plowshares or Path to Exile here. If he does, he should not use it here. He should use it in the begin combat step, so he cannot tap for a 2-mana spell. Yep. Yeah, Fatal Push. It's beat. That's a pretty good beat. One of the reasons you don't want to do that, but what can you do? Alright, more White Weenie. Well, that probably spells the end of the game. Right here, because we know he's holding Eldritch Evolution and X. What is X? Probably land. Well, that being the case, I don't know why. Yeah, I guess I would have preferred to play the fetch land if I were him. The turn prior, so he could have gotten rid of Eldritch Evolution. Which I guess could still be fine, but I don't know. My feeling is it's not going to be in this matchup at this point. And we'll get in there with Mother of Runes for a little damage. And we make a beast over here. So we know he has Eldritch Evolution X. What do you do with it? Well, what are we getting now? Probably just another forest, unless he wants to really get a Dryad Arbor to transmute it into something. A 2-drop, though? Not good. I mean, I can't think of a 2-drop that you'd really want to get here. Maybe Goyf, but like Goyf's not going to get through that wall. Alright, she's on a wall of counter spells. He's on some nonsense. I guess he's waiting for her to tap down or something. Yeah, that's what he did. He's going for a 2-drop here. What 2-drop? Do you get Goyf? It's just not that good. I mean, it's big, but... Rofellos. Okay. Well, Eldritch Evolution's gone. This thing's probably going to die. I mean, that's a lot of mana, though. Man, 6 mana. He can cast a Primeval Titan next turn if his opponent on 4 cards does not have like an Abrupt Decay, which he's going to cast right now. Go for the Throat, okay. Yeah, I forgot this is the old version that does run Go for the Throat, Abrupt Decay, and Terminate. Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, Fatal Push. Yeah, this is where you just probably concede the game, because you're losing pretty horribly here. So, I guess he could draw really badly. He's at 10 life. But he does have the man land that can gain him life. He could draw like the Massacre. Well, let's see. All right, Wrath of God. Yep, makes sense. 3 for 1. Now he's forced to replay out threats with a Maze of Ith in play, which is not good. So, he drew into what? A 2-drop of some sort? Bitter Blossom. Not a card he wants to play here, I don't think. It's not going to gain him enough clock before the game's over, and it's going to take away some incremental life, which is not good. Plus, I think he just wants to fire up the man land, probably gain the 2, and do some more damage. Just to be sure. Because if he wasn't to do that, then, he could ostensibly draw into, like, Massacre, or I believe there's a Nissa in there, which is a 5-drop, and die to his own Bob, but that's pretty thin. It's very low probability. Or he could have the Massacre in hand. Who knows? Collective Brutality. What does he want him to do? He drains him a bit. I don't know. What did he get there? A Primeval Titan and Nissa Vital Force. Okay, well, he's doing nothing. The game is over. This game looks fairly over as well. Yep, Council's a Judgment. Assume he just allows... What does she kill here? Probably the Silverblade. Yep, that's the one. Our hand's obviously very loaded. But he could just, play a bunch of nonsense little threats out and just kind of get there, That could be how it ends. Yeah, Crusade again, okay. Crusade, not good. You'd rather have a creature here because the Maze of Ith kind of means Crusade's just +1 to something, as opposed to having more threats, which will just do more damage in and of themselves. Yep, Suknalis got him. And 6 cards, a bunch of mana, and nothing. Well, it does not seem good for ML, but I don't know that. Attack with both 4-3 and 3-3. Okay. Go to his second main to cast whatever creature he probably drew for the turn. Alright, Maze on the 4-3. Makes sense. Armageddon, if Resolve, would be good. Like, if he could go, 1-drop into, a 3 or 4 mana counter into Armageddon, that'd be very good. I think his best sequence. I don't know why you'd equip that post-combat. It's an odd play to me. Huh. I guess just to hide the fact that you don't have something relevant. I don't know. To force her to keep up counter magic, this is going to be Mystic Confluence here. Probably bouncing one of the 2 threats. And probably the 2-drop, yeah, and then drawing 2 cards. I don't like the return 2. I think I would just leave 1 in play and then draw 2. But that's just me. You have Maze to deal with that thing, and he obviously doesn't have a creature threat because he's not playing it into the board. Alright, I don't think you pass here, dude. I think you have to play spells. Wow, he just passes it. That's very interesting to me. I don't think that line is correct. This is white weenie on white weenie. Yeah. Alrighty. Welp. What is he doing? Trying to tell her just figure out a way to win? This is not how you play. I don't know. I don't think it's how you play White Weenie versus this deck. A Vendilion Click, yeah, this is what happens. He can bounce it with Caracas at least, I suppose. His cards are pretty replaceable. Let's see what his hand looks like. If we're allowed to see. It is reveal, right? No, it's look at. Okay. So we'll get to see one of them from our view. How is the White Weenie mirror going? Goldlin's ahead. Well, I don't know. Maybe not quite. Yeah, no, he's a little bit ahead. But he is down cards, so maybe not completely. He's going to allow this to hit him. He's going to return that thing. Force her to either play something or discard. Dust Bowl is interesting in that deck. I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong, but that's just me. I mean, it's a fine card in the mirror, but it's not good, really, in these matchups that I think you can expect, which is aggressive decks. All right, Anafenza probably getting countered. Like a dissolve, an exclude. Well, this Belai, she does not have a Wrath effect because she's countering all these. All right, Memory Lapse, and then the 2-1. Hanging back on defense. I think Fred still has one land left in hand and maybe 2 reactionary cards. I think if he has a creature, he plays it out there, though. But I think maybe he has 2 lands and 1 reactionary card. Oh, Silverblade, but the tapper is going to be problematic there. Well, a Kitchen Finks. Okay. Crusade does work on that. Wonder if Kitchen Finks is a board card for her or if it's main. I like it more as a board card in this deck. I don't really care for it, though, because Wrath decks, I don't really care for, most cards like it in the deck. But, to each their own. I assume a Handwear Militia comes back out again. Well, Daze or Censor can get him now, or Force Spike, I suppose. Bone Splitter. That's very bad against Maze of Ith. All right, well, now he's taking the firm lead. Johnny Caller of the Pride is pretty good on Fred Dedefano's side. All right, Mystical Tutor for Entreat the Angels. No Terminus. Why don't people run Entreat the Angels? This card's so good. It's just like, all right, Entreat the Angels, I win. Terminus feels so bad here. It's 2 cards for 2 cards, right? Yeah. I mean, given she's already got overwhelming advantage, but she could just be winning the game right now. Yeah, if you're gonna play Mystical Tutor, you should, and you're playing like white blue, you should probably play the Entreat. It's just a lot better. Well, the interesting thing is, yep, send it in. At what? All right, Stasis Snare. Could just take the Silver Blade and then block free. Yep, that's probably what's going to happen here. Silver Blade, block for free. Mardu, a War Reaper. Okay. Thalia's a Lieutenant. I don't know how the White Weenie player, I don't know, ML's lower on time. White Weenie should be a fairly quick deck to play. Okay, and a Banishing Light. So yeah, those are probably the 2 reactionary cards he had available to him. Leaving up Snare for possibly Smuggler's Copter, which can obviously do pretty good in the mirror. Well, be Exalted. I guess I would attack with the Golem there, force him to block. What bad comes from it? I guess he can attack next turn, but you have the Tapper still, so... Alright, we have another Wrath effect, or like a Elsbeth or something like that. Nope, just this, and I think at this point you definitely look at your own hand. Trying to find some way to either deal with this or some way to win the game, be my guess. I think if I'm her, though, I put ML on either land or reactionary card. Tap, yep. And still looking pretty over. A Johnny Steadfast. Well, if the game wasn't already over, it's certainly over now. I do think he had an advantage earlier on, but obviously Fred's draw has been a little more mid-rangey, which is going to be good in the aggro mirror. If you're drawing 2-1s and stuff like that in the White Weenie aggro mirror, it's generally not good. Alright, land. Yeah, miscalc's pretty bad. Although you can cycle it. Well, there's really not much I can consider that he could draw to win this game. Okay. She attacks. Settle the Wreckage in her deck? I don't know. It could be. Alright, Basilisk Howler. I mean, no humans in hand, though, evidently. She's taking a 4-hit here, or she's going to kill one of the 2 and then maze the other. Yep. Okay, well, no life gain. Yeah, like a Past Exile? That's cool. Well, does he have a 2-drop? No, nothing. A Snapcaster for what? Is there like a mystical tutor? Mystic Confluence. Yeah, I don't know. I think this deck lacking an Entreat the Angels is kind of wrong. I think you definitely want it in Azorius. You're gonna bounce this thing and draw a bunch of cards. Yeah. No, just draw a bunch of cards. I mean, that card is kind of irrelevant. The only reason I'd see wanting to do it is to like get 5 damage in with the Snapcaster, or 2 additional damage rather. All right, Serum Visions. All right, Fred won the match. White Weenie versus White Weenie. All right, Lonely Sandbar out of hand. She really needs to find a way to win. On turn 15, I feel like she's had control of this game for a hot minute. I don't know what considerations she may have without knowing knowledge of her hand. I do, however, think that if you're going to run Mystical Tutor, the way you construct your deck is certainly with, in this style of deck, is certainly with Entreat. So I think that card just wins games very rapidly. Maybe she just runs a bunch of Planeswalkers. I don't know. But yeah, this game was over like 6 turns ago or something like that when she first cast the Mystical. All right, Declaration in Stone on, I assume, the flyer. If I'm her, I allow that to happen and just draw my additional card. You don't tend to keep threats around with this deck. Or the threats you do are your Planeswalker threats. The other cards are just kind of spells. The other creature cards are. They can randomly do damage if you need them to, but not really necessary. Tap Dust Bowl Plains, draw your card on end step, I assume. I'm going to cast something else here. And pray tell, what is it? Just a Bone Splitter Quip, okay. I don't think she's attacking into your thing. I hope she taps the 2 closest ones. Dust Bowl was probably right, though. It gives away the least information. Alrighty. What have we got? Well, more land, obviously. A Vidalcan Shackles. Well, that's probably really bad for him. He needs to find another creature that he can equip that stuff to. Yeah, the equipment's going to be more of a liability now that Shackles are on the board because she has 7 islands. Yeah. So, the Spirit of the Labyrinth, yep. Mildly interesting. Maybe she'll equip all this junk to it, but it's still going to die to... It's still going to just get stolen by Shackles, I would assume. She holds on to it. Makes sense. I just block that thing and allow him to burn through his cards. Because if he wants to attack, he'll just trade. Oh, a Bane Slayer Angel. Well, that thing is mono huge. And Crusade even helps it. I assume she just trades with one of these 2. The 6/2 status is not really relevant because the Bane Slayer can just eat it first strike. Right, yeah. So, Selfless Spirit. I'll just get mazed then, I suppose. Do you have a path to exile towards the plowshares? Very well could. This board state is starting to look unwinnable, though, for him. Especially with her on so many cards. Obviously, you have to maze that if it attacks. Take the flyer. Makes sense. He can pop it right now, but he's wasting a card doing that. And then she'll crack over for 6, which is a lot. Yep. They're all indestructible. Alright, flyer, and this is lethal. Okay, Michelle wins the match. Cool. And guys, quick pause. Alright guys, so my opponent said they're going to be ready in 5 minutes, so we're going to catch some of Spencer Bot versus Booze Mongoose. So Bant versus Stacks. Esper Stacks, I want to say. Spencer went down to 4 cards on the draw at a minimum, so that means he's essentially at a virtual 5. That's still horrible. I don't think there's many ways he can win this. There are certainly some, but his deck requires a lot of cards. Hopefully he's got land. No land? Oh goodness, it's going to be a slaughter. Well, that's a... Okay, he's got land. That's a free win right there if he has no land, probably. Assume you cast something here. Gasali Pride Mage, yep. Alright, Booze just wins. So, going to boards, that was a quick match. Or a quick game, rather. So this is White Weenie versus Green. Versus Mono Green. Big things. Location Javelineer is not bad to see. Makes Manadorix a little less relevant. He'll probably just throw a Javelin at this thing. Which is good. Yep. I mean, you got to play into it, right? Looks like AEF mulliganed pretty extensively, though. You have like a Rofalos. That's a way to get out of it. Or 2 Dorks. No, this is a Green Sun Zenith. Oh, crop rotation. For what? Pourquoi? Failed to find? That's where you concede. You click through. Maybe you have lag or something, or you're playing too fast. I don't know. Well, yeah, it's not what you wanted to have happen, but sometimes Moto, man. Yep, go to boards. Well, 2 kind of non-games. Red deck wins versus White Weenie. Well, voice is fine. It's a resilient threat at a minimum. Alright, Crucible of Worlds. Obviously a strong card. The damage may not be irrelevant, though. Or he could just have a Reclamation Sage right here, right now. Kitchen Finks. Okay, well, more threats that are resilient to Wrath effects. Fetch end step, I assume. Yep. Alright, Mox Opal. A lot of fast mana. Got a 6-drop here. Could be trying to set up a Heevil or something like that. Thopter Foundry, kind of nonsense. On its own, of course. I think Booze can just sit back on his threats and just beat face right now. I don't think he needs to play more. Alrighty. Thirst for Knowledge. Meh. Discarding Chrome Mox. Okay. Well, can he find a way to get through this? A Worn Power Stone. I think I'd be okay with that if I am Booze. Alright, and guys, we're going to jump to our game. Yes, I would love to play first. This is a keeper. It's not phenomenal, but it's a keeper. Should have played Swamp turn 1. I don't want to fetch yet. Just got to have Brainstorm and Jace in the deck. This is a slower hand. You know, this depends on how fast he curves out here. Alrighty. Dryad Militant. Well, another basic, and I'll hopefully Force Spike whatever he does and then kill the 2-1 with the Liliana. Albeit, you know, it kind of stinks to have this thing in play right now because it basically means our Liliana... Well, I guess our Force Spike's not... Yeah, our Force Spike won't be in the graveyard, so we're down kind of 1 delve for Tessiger. Alright, we'll Force Spike this. Get his creature card. Alrighty, well, this is not a bad place to be. Especially unboarded against White Weenie. I'm not disappointed. Okay, so Tari a Monk with Shadow. Well, that could be problematic. I think I'm just going to try to cast out the Gur here. Do I play around Mana Tithe? No, I don't. If I get hit with Mana Tithe, that's brutal. But he'll get my Liliana. And then I can start Tasigurring next turn if I want. If he has removal, that sucks, but what are you going to do? Alright, Liliana's down. Okay, this thing's fine. I don't think I attack here. I think I leave this thing back and see what we can do, either with Factor Fiction or Snapcaster, or I'm sorry, Tassiger rather. Okay. Okay, I was gonna say if you have an obvious trick, I probably won't block, but I think we do Factor Fiction here over using Tassiger's ability, just because, and maybe I should have done it before because I could have found. Okie doke. Well, this is not bad. Worldly Tutor can find me a what? Primeval Titan? Probably win the game with that. Alright, Dig Through Time on its own. Take the big pile at that point in time. Into Urborg. I'm going to take the 2 tutors. Take the Scarab God here. And at some point in time, I can gain some random life. I'm going to play the Scarab God out here. And, yeah. Seems okay. And then I can Mystical Tutor for Toxic Deluge on the following turn. Do I want to attack here? Yeah, I think I do. If he has the trick, that sucks. Like Condemn or something. Okay. But I can get Toxic Deluge and then, like, set up just a whole crap storm of stuff. Okay. This is not what you want to be doing. You're playing right into my game plan. You get it for 3. Cool. Yeah, I think we just won this. I mean, I don't want to count my chickens for or my eggs before they hatch, but I'm feeling pretty good here. Okay, down to 10. I'm going down to 7 to kill all this nonsense. I guess I should have scryed first, but and this should be a good game. Well, wish you could have drawn out a little more like this in the last game. And now I can start making zombies. Okay, cool. I gain a bunch of incremental and random life. And a mana drain. So I can't mana drain plus Snapcaster into Worldly Tutor and cast the Primeval Titan out next turn. Pretty much whatever they do, I will counter, I think. Especially if it's like removal of some sort. Yep. No thank you. I guess he could have, like, he could have, this is like the wrong time. Well, I guess it wouldn't matter the timing I do this, so Primeval Titan. But he could have, like, unexpectedly absent, but that would get me either way. Primeval Titan. And probably going to get some man lands. Yes, I would love to use this. You get a treetop and get a creeping tar pit. And take 6. Tar pit lethal. Yep, okay. So, boarding process. White Weenie again. Virtue's Ruin, yes. Bitter Blossom, no. Inquisition, yes. Duress, I think, no. And then Ashiok. What don't I like in this matchup? Daze, I think is kind of bad. Maybe the Scarab God is too slow. That's the namesake of the deck. I'm not taking it out. Screw it. I don't care. I don't care if it's bad. I'm going to play it. I think I do like Rex Age. Clutch Brutality is good. Maybe Him comes out. All right, let's give this a shot. See how we do. This deck needs more tuning. Kind of just built it for fun. It's missing Dryad Arbor, and it's a Green Sun Zenith deck, or Green Sun Zenith deck, and it's not extremely aggro, so it should have Dryad Arbor in it. It's possible it wants to go to 38 for Dryad Arbor, and then cut something else. What else? I mean, Scarab God may just be too slow for the format. I feel like it's just such a threat, though. It's just like, hey, deal with this thing or it's going to grind you into the earth. This is a grind deck, though. I mean, like, even though it does have Primeval Titan, it's not a Natural Order deck or a Dark Depths deck. It's a little less spiky. It's more to, I don't know, play fun games. I think it's a fun deck to play with, at a minimum. Spellskite may be right, because it blocks really well. But, and then Sylvan Library is missing from this build. Yeah, it needs a little work, but I'm having fun playing it. I did get to do a Scarab God. You know, the Scarab God tricks in the first game we played against Booze Mongoose. I'm curious to check how this ended up. Match listing. All right, Booze got Spencer. Yeah, that's the thing with Spencer's deck. Like, if it doesn't draw exactly what it needs to draw when it needs to draw, because it's a stacks deck, but it's very powerful, then it just loses generally. Like, if someone just puts threat, you know, and you, like, you know, miss a land drop, don't have the tutors you need to find the other piece of your combo, then you're going to probably lose. I tend to think Combotron decks are just not consistent enough for the format. Now, there are certain combos that are good. Last week I was playing a Helm combo. And I was on the fence about playing that deck again, but taking out the Helm combo and just leaving it in Treat, because every game I've won with that thing in recent history has generally been in Treat-based. And Treat's just, it just does it all for the most part. I mean, blocks, it kills. You know, putting 6 to 7 Sierra Angels on the board is tends to be good. So let's see how we could do this game. So we luckily, got the play game one, which means even if we don't fare well in this game, which I think we're going to, because we have Toxic Deluge, but it's a keep. And we even have a Spell Snare. Gosh, never lucky, right, guys? Okay, Bone Splitter is not my idea of a threat that I really care about. I'm just going to lead off on this. If we get Wastelanded, whatevs. Like, if he plays a 2-drop, again, whatevs. The only 2-drop I'd really care about is like Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, but at that point, like, I can wait a little bit. Okay, Mother of Runes, fine. You can equip the axe to it. Okay. I mean, if he attacks with Mother of Runes, I really hope I can punish that. Okay, Jace the Mind Sculptor. So I think here I am going to preordain. I'm just looking for lands here. I could ponder if I'm looking for something specific, but I'm not. I kind of have what I need. I actually don't want this stuff. I want landage right now. Okay, well, that's another kill spell for the whole board. Depending on what he does, I mean, if he just attacks with Mother of Runes, do I care that much? I'm not going to pop a Toxic Deluge just for Mother. I'll counter this just to buy a little more time, because if he's just attacking me for 3, it's kind of whatever, you know? Yeah, okay. I don't really like spell snaring that, but what are you going to do? Well, there is the land we wanted. I think here I'm just going to ponder. I don't really want to pop a Toxic Deluge just to kill one Mother of Runes. No. I'm going to keep all that. I can shuffle it if I really need to, but I've got Mana Leak now. Yeah, it feels like it's going to be tough to lose this, but we'll see. The other option is that I kind of like is we just go for Dark Blast. Spectral Procession. I'm gonna Mana Leak this because I want to Factor Fiction next turn. I think. Just chipping away. I mean, I could have gotten the Dark Blast there and just kind of gone to town with it. Oh, we're passing it. Okay. More land. What do you got? Okay. I'm going to fetch. I don't want to draw the other land on top of the deck. We get Underground Sea. And let's draw some cards. These are all pretty good. Probably take the counterspell pile, I think, so I can get Jace online next turn. I don't really need Garruk, although Garruk does win on his own. If it's land Garruk, yeah, I'll take the bigger pile. And we're going to wrath the board here with Toxic Deluge for 2. I think we just get a Swamp. Put it on 1 card. We're on 6. Life's good, I think. Yep. That's cool. That doesn't protect it from Toxic Deluge. Yep, that's still going to get it. Alright. And then we could Mystical Tutor for like a Treasure Cruise if he does nothing on his turn. I'll probably counter almost anything he plays here. I'm just going to draw the... well, maybe not. Maybe I will just draw into the Treasure Cruise. Yeah, I will. I'm that guy. I'm greedy enough. And I think before we leap, we probably want to see if we can hit another land, untapped land, for a counterspell. Or could just start topping him. That's a possibility too. And we evidently can. I don't really want Birds of Paradise. I really don't want Hissing a Quagmire. This is going to have to do 2 damage to me, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it's going to have to get, unless it's already out of the deck, the Breeding Pool. Which I think is worth taking here. Although I probably erred. I probably should have left up Counter Squall. Alright. Well then. Nope. You can draw land. I know I have Loam in this deck. However, I don't really want to take more incremental damage. I know I can gain life back too. Okay. Well, I've got counter spells of 4 days. Could just get back the Treasure Cruise next turn if we wanted. Nothing. I mean, it'd be nice to find a way to win, other than Jace. I mean, Jace can win this matchup, but he's not the best at it. Here's a way. Alrighty. This thing. This. Definitely shuffling away the Overgrown Tomb. Or I may just put it in play, honestly. The 4 card types. So, we'll play this thing out too. We've gained control. And I think this game is ours. So, pass it. If he has a kill spell for one of these, that's too cool. Like, I don't have a problem with that at all. That's too easy. We'll deal with that. These 2 cards work decently well together as well. They can set up the top deck. Crusade is fine. Does nothing for the board right now. Okay. Not going to burn a counter squall on that. Alright, because I have such a gross abundance of riches. Nope. Could have like a exiling effect for one of these two cards. But if he does, I may counter that with like Counter Squall or something like that. Alrighty. And we'll probably discard the Urborg here. Alright. Give me a tap on my turn. Makes sense. I mean, him knowing that I know he has it kind of makes it a lot worse, though. Leon pretty cool, but I'm just going to stay the course here. Like, I've got a lock on the game, I think. No. Well, can we put a land on top? Yes, evidently we can. I don't want Damnation. I do actually want Liliana, I think. I mean, she's good enough. Still 4 card types for the Grimflayer. And are we going to get Path to Exiled here? If we do, cool. Just negate this. We've got our opponent dead next turn. They drew a creature, but we're just going to counter it. We'll do this just so we can actually either Treasure Cruise or Treasure Cruise next turn. Set that up. What else do we have? A Mirren, a Crusader. That's cool, but no thank you. Anything else? Okay. Good games, man. And we can take a tidy 2-1 here. Not the best finish ever, but, you know, not bad either. So, Boo's got Spencer. Makes, sense. Alrighty, so Michelle and Sucknellis are in the finals. Well, not the finals, but they are the 2 undefeated players right now. I did everyone fair today, so ML lost to her, but 1-2-0 the first one. Well, this is looking very promising for Michelle. Search for Escanta. This is a 1 game. Search for Escanta, Moat, and Celestial Colonnade. So, 3 cards to her 7. And probably just activate the. I mean, what do you do here? Like, wait a second. How is Jace at 17? How do you just mill him? How is that possible? There's got to be an error here. This has got to be an error. I hope she knows. Okay, she has to know she can't attack with the sword because it'll give him the card. All right, fire up Colonnade and kill. I wonder why she did not. I mean, he could have like a kill spell for this, but on 2 cards. But my guess is she probably has it covered with counter magic. How is the Jace at 17 though? Like, why would you ever have a need to go to 17? Once it is 13, you just back it up to minus 12 it, put it back to 1 and just win. Okay. Well, she evidently thought it was faster to just top him a bunch. Um, cool. Well, hey guys, quick break. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. We'll catch the last game of the... Alright guys, back. Actually, looks like this one is over. Don't know who won that. Probably White Weenie. I think White Weenie tends to win this matchup. Let's retry now. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Looking at that first game, it looked like it was going very much so in the white deck's favor. Makes sense that prized this prized match right here for these two would go the longest just due to Michelle's deck, the nature of her deck, and actually since there's no possibility we're playing her, I'm gonna go and look at her deck real fast to see if she has back to basics. No, she does not run back to basics. Maybe she runs at main though. No, I guess not. I like that card against this deck. Significant bit. So. Alright, Temple Garden. Untapped for Mana Dork. Yep. The damage not relevant here. Mana Dork, go. Now, she could have a way to kill this thing. Let's see. Nope, nothing. Plains. Leads off on Plains. Interesting to me. Did she play Mana Tithe in her deck? Maybe just Tithe? No, there's no Mana Tithe. Is there a Tithe? No, there's just Oust, Path to Exile, and, okay. Well, the Fleece main, once it gets 2 mana, is going to be a problem. Probably plays a blue base land here. Maybe she didn't... Yeah, okay. So she didn't want to get wastelanded. Makes sense. She could have some sort of counter spell up here. Realistically, like, the Fleece main could beat her Wrath.deck outside of, like, Moat. Moat would be the way that she stops the Lion after it's been monstrous, if that's a word, to make monstrous. I don't know. To become a monstrosity. So, 4 damage. Not casting anything this turn. Well, probably casting a 2-drop. I don't think short on land. Alright, what do we have here? An Eternal Dragon cycling for a Tundra. Yeah. Or possibly just a Hallowed Fountain because she doesn't have anything to play, but I would assume Tundra. Could be Scrubland, and she could go with a Toxic Deluge here. That's certainly possible. Nope, just Tundra. Now she's got to be worried about the Planeswalker, so I don't think she taps out here for anything. I think she just passes it back with a 2 to 3 mana counter. She could Deluge, but the same would be true later on too, because the 4 mana is where the deck starts hitting, and he has 4 very unknown cards in hand because you haven't seen enough of his play to really ascertain what he may have, other than he seems to want to play around counter magic, which is smart. He could just be waiting to bait the Wrath out and then play a bunch of nonsense. Or he could just have a bunch of mana. That's possible too. So the Fleece main is now in the monstrous zone. I think you just take here. Because he's still in a position where, like, if he wants to cast something here, then the monstrosity, I think he cannot become a monstrosity. At that point, yeah. She does not fetch. Okay, looks like she's going to now. Going second is often going to be, I think, what determines these matches. I think both decks want to go first, even if the white-blue deck is a little bit slower. It just definitely wants to make its land drop first. Well, you're not Wrath of Godding here. I guess you could Council's Judgment the thing, but I think you probably don't. If he goes for it at end step, you could just Path to Exile it or Swords to Plowshares it and leave up what I assume is probably one 3-mana counterspell or 1 2-mana counterspell. Looks like he's going to go for it here, which is fair. I mean, if she had it, she would have gone for it already. Oh, nope, she's got something. Going to bounce it into the Royal. Into the Royal. No, repeal. Okay, sweet. That's good. Means she wasted a bunch of his time and mana, but he's going to get to resolve a Planeswalker this turn. Which means she probably has land plus Oblivion Ring, or she wants to have land plus Oblivion Ring and a counterspell. Because if he drops another land and plays Planeswalker plus that thing, it's bad. If he doesn't have any, that's very good for her. Alright, more land. Bitter Blossom's bad for her. Plays around Spell Pierce correctly. If he had led with the Fleece Mane and then attempted to cast out the Bitter Blossom, that would have been a big-time beating. Alright, Fleece Mane. Moat doesn't get her out of this. Humility plus Moat could. Just passes it. Yikes. Well, I think she's dying here. I think she's losing the game. She needed to make a land drop there. If she didn't make the land drop, then I think that tends to mean the game is over. He'll probably just do nothing. Alright, snappy. I'm going to make this thing monstrous. Now, what would be hilarious is if she Path to Exile or Swords to Plowshare it right now, and then bounce the Fey Rogue and block to kill the Elvish Mystic. Bouncing the Fey Rogue, I mean, is what she's likely to do here. Yep. She could just block the Lion, too, because of her life total. Yep. Probably bounce it first. Yep, see what you can get. Should get her a little deeper in the deck. Yeah, I think you block Lion here to save the damage. Yeah, game's over. Well, looks like she's going to go 2-1, unless this is like only their second game. Could just be their second game. That's possible. But I think she is quite dead here. Settle the Wreckage? I don't know. I don't know what. You can only get one land off of it. She's got some fast effect. Okay. I don't think you want to be playing spells right now, to be honest. I think this could be like what? Like an exclude or something. Absorb. Which is not bad. I mean, she goes up a little bit on life. What does he have in hand? Like 2 reactionary cards, maybe a Rex Sage. Alright, we get a Brainstorm here. Terminus can deal with this board state, so can Moat. Most other things do not very well. Well, hopefully she should know if she can win this game or not, because after brainstorming without a fetch, there's no blind draws for the next 2 turns. So can you turn this is kind of the question. Realistically, you have to kill the Moat right now. You could also have Burn in his hand. Well, it's down to 1. Correct. Yeah, down to 1. Yikes. Cycling Miscal can do a known card, drawing into a known card off of Brainstorm. Unexpectedly absent. Putting it just on top. Alright, Lightning Bolt for the win. Is that the game, or... No. Okay, so we have one more game. So that was game 2. With both players at very low times. Cool. So Michelle won the first one with 17 counters on her Jace. I'll have to ask her afterwards. That cannot be right. 17 counters on a Jace is pretty monolithic. Alright, guys, quick pause, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, we're back. She put Sugnalis on the draw. Oh, no, okay, she did choose to play first. Never mind. I thought she put him on the draw. I was like, wow, that's crazy to me. I don't think that's right, but that's a thing. I think she is very benefited by the play, just due to the fact that, as you saw, like, he can just get down 1 or 2 threats, and they can just take over the game if she's unable to... is she not playing a land? She didn't play a land. Huh. That's not one you want to counter, generally. You know, remand it? Remand's the best way to counter this. Miscalc is not, really, but... I guess it keeps the board at least clear for now. Wow, this is not good for her. So she kept a greedy hand. Wall of Omen's hoping to hit a land drop. Can you do it? Or are you going to miss? Alright, she hits. Good for her. It's also card advantage. Unless he has Wasteland. If he has Wasteland, that's just savage. Like, just like, oh, sorry, man. Alright, Thoughtseize. Reveals. Cool. So we should get to see her hand. Okay, Wormcoil gets tossed. Force of Will is still in there. Actually, her hand's pretty good. I don't think he Force of Will the Lingering Souls that he is inevitably playing right here. This thing, I don't even know if you get rid of that. You have Mystical Tutor to kind of get through this. Plus, you could Into the Royal it, which is not bad. Oh, Stoneforge Mystic for a Better Skull with a Force of Will in hand and Into the Royal. Seems good. What is he hoping to have? Here he's hoping to have Abrupt Decay. That would allow him to deal with the Stoneforge Mystic and not and get around Force of Will, essentially. Alright, fetch land, which is going to still be free, even though the Aven Mind Sensor's in our hand. I think I say okay to that if I am her. Going to Royal the Tarmogoyf. I think you just save your cards. I don't think you Mystical Tutor. I think you want to hit land still. Did not hit the land, but okay. Realistically, want 5 mana to do the recursive blocking, so you can bounce for 3 and then replay for 2 off of Stoneforge. The opponent is just hitting a bunch of lands. It's possible she wants to Aven Mind Sensor. I doubt that, though. I think she's probably going to want to let him have his mana, hit him 3 cards, and just counter any Planeswalker threat he plays. Probably get in there for 7. No, he wants to leave his Tarmogoyf back. Oh, the issue he'll run into here is that she can do this at end step and then bounce at end step as well. The Scavenging Ooze. Frankly, it may make sense just to go for the Terminus here. I mean, she does want to draw more lands, though, I think. Into the Royal, the Tarmogoyf. Or do it now for value, but I mean, you still have Force of Will. Yeah, I can get behind that. Into the Royal Tarmogoyf, swing in for 4. Yeah, I like this. This is a nice, tidy play. I'm going to hurry up a bit, though. Land drop's nice for her. I mean, that being said, I think I would have rather left open the blue mana so I could Mystical Tutor for probably Bribery or something like that. Bribery's not great against this deck, but it's good enough. Alrighty, so we're going to see a Goyf here, I think. Which I don't disagree with her. I think you let that happen. The Sensei has sent me a message. Well, playing right into the Terminus. Because the Azurm token Yeah, you attack with both because you're going to terminus on the following turn. She can sack in response. Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. I had some phone text. That was kind of over for a while. So Socknella's loses to Clock, but probably losing to the blue-white deck. In general, hope you guys enjoyed the Chainsaw Massacre event. Played a pretty cool deck today, the BUG Loam God deck. So hope to see you guys back next week. And if it's your first time watching, please join us some week on gatherling.com for the Chainsaw Massacre 100-card Singleton Highlander event. Take care now, and enjoy your